Well, we've been planning the McKinney Then and Now exhibit for over a year. This past month, we've been working on getting the setup. We took down our last exhibit and we started in January 1st, working on this. This section will have the maps of old McKinney, dating all the way back to 1892. This section is the government section. We have a lot of historic buildings in our city. And so this is the old Collin County Prison. And so this building is still standing. This is the post office where we are right now. This building is still standing. This courthouse, this is the way our courthouse looked in the past. But then since that time, it's been renovated. And so we want to tell what life was like in the early days of McKinney. Right over here is our livery stable. Back in 1860, most of the people made their living by having a livery stable or being a blacksmith or a wheelwright. Over here, transportation was a big part of our community. You can see right here, we have our information about the trains, the trolleys, and the interurban. The HTC Central Railroad came through. This is the trolley car that used to run through McKinney, and then this was the interurban car. And so these are some of the artifacts from those days. Over here, this is the bell tower from our old First Baptist Church that the men are replicating. Over here, we'll talk about entertainment, and we'll have the theaters and the opera house of the past. This is part of our railroad exhibit, so you can see we have some of the maps of the trains there. This is our exhibit on the churches, and then we'll have businesses represented. You can see one of the old stores. This is the bell tower from the churches that we're representing right there. As you go around the museum, what was our trench from our last exhibit will actually turn into a storefront. Over where you see the safe, that will talk about the banks, and we have two really neat banks that are still around today, and we'll talk about their history. Over in the corner will be the drugstore and some of the businesses that were downtown, and then there's a hat shop. What we're going to try to do is do the stores that were here then and then the stores that are here now that are very similar. So the hat shop back in the 40s, and there's still a hat shop today. The churches then and then the churches now. It'll be really interesting for people to see what changes have taken place in McKinney in the last 100 years.